It's just before lunch at Kinsale Junior, but this is no lesson. This is a summit of the school council called to discuss one of the biggest issues they face.
We are solemnly writing to you about how deeply worried we are about the parking crisis in Kinsale Avenue and around Kinsale schools.
We would hate to have an empty desk in our classroom because a child has had a terrible accident caused by reckless driving or parking.
One moment of recklessness could cause a lifetime of misery.
Those are just sections from a letter sent out by the children to their own parents, begging them not to park illegally or drive dangerously on the tiny road that hundreds of youngsters use to get to school.
I don't bring my car down here at all. With the cars parked either side, it is hard as an adult to cross the road or down here at times. So for a child who is coming in by themselves, it's very, very difficult. There has been an accident at the top of the road late last year. I've seen maybe 12 near misses of a child nearly being hit. And ultimately, if it's going to carry on getting busier and if people are going to carry on parking down here as they do, there will be an accident and there will end up being an empty desk, and I don't want that to happen.
Of course, it's a familiar problem for lots of schools in the county, and at Kinsale it's one that's not going away. Last week, police officers handed out 2 tickets to drivers who were causing obstructions, and they say they'll take a zero-tolerance approach. Louise Robinson is the head of the infant school. She wants more parents and children to walk or cycle.
It is extremely busy and quite frightening for a lot of parents and children who are using the roads and the pavement safely and are facing cars who are unfortunately parking illegally outside of school at times and obstructing where they're not supposed to be. We're not naive enough to think that the road at the bottom of school is going to be empty and nobody will be there. Of course there will need to be some cars that drop off there and park there, but if we can limit that number, it makes it a safer place for everyone.
Broadland District Council's also working with the school and parents to find a solution and change the perception that travelling by car is safer, an idea that the figures show is false.
We've had a look at the casualty stats for the area around the infant and junior school, and if you're looking at within a sort of mile and a half, which is a reasonable distance to expect people to walk, we've had in the last 3 years 11 casualties in the 0 to 12-year-old age range. Now, 6 or 7 of those were actually travelling in cars at the time.
Last year, a young cyclist survived a collision at this junction. The school is desperate to prevent any repeats. They say they'll use all methods available, including pupil power, to drive home the message. Rob Setchell, Mustard TV at Kinsale Junior School.